Will soon be a more convenient way to screen for cervical cancer. The Food and Drug Administration approved an at-home cervical cancer screening test last year. It allows women to test for HPV, human papillomavirus, without having to go to a doctor.
HPV is considered to be the cause of cervical cancer in many instances, most cervical cancers. And HPV is a test that looks for the virus that causes cervical cancer even before it damages cells.
By next year, private insurance companies are expected to cover the cost of an at-home HPV screening, and it will allow more women to have access to those screenings.
Previously, cervical cancer screening was done through a speculum exam, and it could only be accomplished in the clinician's office. But the American Cancer Society has recently included HPV testing alone as an option for cervical cancer screening.
These new kits will allow women to conduct their tests in the privacy of their homes. Then a telehealth doctor will discuss the results. And if you need further testing, they will connect you with a doctor.
For those who have a positive test, it is important to get them connected back into the medical office so that they have further testing and understand what the test result means, and so that high-risk patients can be identified.
Now, the doctors say this does not, however, replace your yearly gynecologist exam.
We're still going to be performing pelvic exams because pelvic exams evaluate and capture more than just cervical cancer screening. But for the patients who have been missed, the patients who have not been getting regular pelvic exams and who have been excluded from cervical cancer screening, who are still at risk, those patients will now have options for cervical cancer screening that don't require a pelvic exam.
Now, once it's covered by insurance, these tests will also be available in medical offices, too.
For a woman coming to the gynecologist's office for her yearly exam, she will soon have the option of requesting, I don't want a pap smear, I want just an HPV test. So I think in the near future, as more and more medical offices have the capacity to provide HPV alone as the cervical cancer screening, not just part of a pap smear, a woman will have a choice.
And doctors are hoping this will help to decrease the rates of cervical cancer because it is largely preventable.